So, hi everybody. Thanks so much for logging on and for our second strategic planning workshop. This is the second one we're doing. The first one we did a couple weeks ago. We're going to be trying to do all these workshops twice. That way, if you missed the first one or people had follow-up questions, they can still log in. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And present. Can everybody still see the screen?
Yes, everything looks great. And then I also just wanted to add that Blue Jeans has a chat function. So while Christopher is going through the presentation, if you have any questions, you can just post them there and we'll make sure to address them at the end of the presentation.
Cool. So currently in the Brigade calendar, everyone should be either working on their strategic plans or have turned them in already. Strategic plans help plan out things that you want to accomplish for the year, sort of set a guidelines for what we want to do for the year. So what does everybody think of when you hear the phrase strategic plan? Do you just think of crazy animals just typing things up? Or are you like me and have this Dr. Evil vibe where you're going, we're going to come up with a strategic plan to conquer the world? But strategic planning is important because you can't just walk in and make all the awesome without some planning involved. So let me do this again. So planning helps your brigade get organized, get focused. It helps you understand what money you're going to need to accomplish your goals. It helps you to track your progress and measure your impact. And it helps you say no to things. Because even though something sounds great, if it's not practical for your brigade to do or it doesn't meet what your brigade wants to do for the year, then maybe it's better just to say no. We've made a couple of things to help. The first thing is we've made a template for your strategic plans. I'm going to go through these real quick. So if you want to just copy and paste this for use for your own brigade, you can go to File, Make a Copy, and then just edit from there. The first part is just your executive summary, sort of why do you want to continue your work as a brigade and why that work is important and why do you feel your group is ready to do this? What do you want the focus of your work to be in 2016? Do you want it to be growing your pack nights to bigger numbers? Is there a particular project you want to focus on? Do you want to do something around healthcare? And how will you work with your brigade to drive impact in your local community as well as your partners and your members? From there, we've got some team development, sort of thinking about what your current organizational structure is and how your core team is going to share responsibility, a place to list out all your partners and members, and then deciding what your brigade's activities are going to be. Are you going to focus a lot on national days of action like Code Across or National Day of Civic Hacking, or is there going to be a particular project you want to focus on? We've also created a diagram to help you sort of identify which projects are in line and some tools to help with financial model and fund development, things like budgets and how to think about costs. The other thing we've put together is a brigade organizer's checklist. This is showing kind of what it takes to become an official brigade and what it takes to be Civic Hack Night. Civic Hack Nights are just events that are connected to the network. They're not official brigades, but we still like to have them in the network. Shy Hack Night is actually just a Civic Hack Night. And then we have official brigades that they have a core team in place, they have a strategic plan, they have a code of conduct, they have government partners. And here is the resources that we offer to both civic hack nights and official chapters. And then one of the things that we're really excited to showcase is the Brigade Organizers Playbook. We've taken a lot of the lessons we've learned over the past couple of years and put them in a playbook. We've organized it by tasks to organize, hosting hack nights, days of action. We've organized it by building things, hosting workshops to help partners identify user needs, conducting user testing, and then we've put in some infrastructure lessons as well. And then the last thing we've put together is a calendar about programming and kind of what we're thinking about for the year. I showed you this chart earlier, but we're trying to encourage brigades to work with things that are directly aligned with Code for America, mainly because as an organization, if we're all trying to work on the same things, we can have a much deeper impact. These include the focus areas, which are safety and justice, economic development, health and human services. And then because those are directly aligned, it makes it easier to collaborate projects with governments. We can connect you with collaboration with fellows and with the talent program that'll be coming out later next year. At the same time, we also know that you'll need to work on things that are relevant to your local community. For example, a couple of years ago, Chicago wanted to close down 50 schools. Everybody was really upset about that. And so a lot of people started working on school issues, and that's totally fine. It's totally what people should be doing. So we're just wanting to make sure that there's sort of a balance. The only things we can't really do as a brigade is things that are illegal, which would get us in big trouble. Things that are partisan. Code for America is a 501c3, which means that if we start doing partisan things like building apps for the Democratic Party, we could lose our tax protections and get us in big trouble with the IRS. The other thing we don't really encourage as brigades is projects that are antagonistic to government, things that sort of do an us against them, because the way Code for America works is we want to be partners with governments, not foes. With that, I want to welcome Ephraim. Ephraim is our focus area lead for economic development.
You're on.
I'm on?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, everyone. Super excited. Thanks for the opportunity to kind of in an impromptu way, jump on on this conversation. I got to get into the end of the Code for San Francisco demo night last night. It was super exciting to see so much of the community locally in one place talking about some really cool projects that you all are working on. And I'll say I've been at CFA for 7 months now, and hanging out with the brigades during Summit was like my initiation. It felt really cool, and I felt like I got a much better sense of what it meant to be part of this community, and that's so amazing. So I'm really excited to be working with you all on that. I will, in another time, probably do a much deeper dive into what economic development means at Code for America. But just want to say that looking to next year and beyond, I'm really excited to work with you all on terms of ways that we can overlap and work together. That is going to take the multiple forms, whether that's challenges around data, that around small business permits or just online business licenses. We're also talking a lot about the workforce development system and getting opportunities to work on workforce data. That's data that CFA, at least in my understanding, hasn't had too much access to before. And we're going to really want to work with you guys to understand the workforce and business engagement dynamics in your own communities. That's going to be so crucial to our work. So you can look forward to different types of challenges and initiatives that we're going to really tee up for the brigades as part of kind of our efforts to work with you on aligning what you're working on with what the focus area strategies are. In a high level, what Code for America is talking about with economic development is improving the ways in which government and business interact. Licensing, permitting, zoning, access to technical and financial assistance is all very important to businesses. oftentimes the businesses who are able to get access to those resources can afford the lawyers, accountants, consultants, and expediters that many small businesses, minority-owned businesses, and businesses in low-income communities can't afford. So for us, it's about democratizing a level of access and service to more people. And then on the other side, the workforce system, we pay billions of dollars through the federal government and state governments to train people in the things that matter and the skills that matter for the jobs that are going to be in industries that are growing. But if you look at who's using those services and what employers are finding value in them, it's a mismatch. It's not, the investment is not equal to what we, or the results are not equal to that investment. And so we're working to figure out how to better leverage that investment and ultimately better connect job seekers to the training providers, to employers, and back and across both from job seekers to employers and from employers to job seekers. Next year, we have 2 fellowship projects, one in Long Beach, very much focused on small business engagement, and another in New Orleans, very much focused on workforce development. There'll be opportunities, we hope, for you all to engage in with both of those fellowship teams who are super energetic and excited to get started. And it's kind of crazy because they start in 3 weeks. So we're just want to say, you've got, as you think about your strategic plans and think about the role you guys want to play with vis-a-vis the focus areas. Just, I'm a resource. I'm on Slack as Easy Bicer. So please find me and shoot questions at me. Thanks to Chris, I've been able to take a look at the apps you all have been working on that are economic development related, and there's some really cool things to look at. And I would just say that what the format of our work together is going to take many, going to look different across different cities. I don't know if Brendan Babb is on this. I just want to say Anchorage has been doing some amazing work. Even over the summer when it was Anchorage that lobbied the city to participate in Startup in a Day and ultimately helped write some of the application. The city was selected. Anchorage was also just selected as a What Works City by Bloomberg Philanthropies. Again, the Brigade played a really crucial role in thinking through what that meant and how it can align with some of the other work Code for America is doing broadly, either through partnerships with What Works Cities or the Small Business Administration and Startup in a Day. So huge shout out to Brendan and what Code for Anchorage has been able to do. And I would just say that's just one of the ways we think the type of collaboration between the focus areas, especially economic development, and the Brigades could look like in the coming year. So excited to work with you all. Chris, I hope I haven't taken up too much time, but thank you for the opportunity to participate today.
Thanks so much. So a good way to get started is to host a planning meeting. One of the things that I caution people against when they're going through strategic planning process is not to overthink it. A plan should just sort of be a general sense of what you're trying to do. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because odds are once you get going, things are going to happen that are going to have to alter your plan anyway. So don't feel like the plan has to be so detailed so that you have to absolutely stick to the plan. The other thing is you can definitely ask for help. Code for America, the Brigade team is doing office hours now. So if you want to take like 30 minutes just to go over what you're thinking, you're more than welcome to sign up for office hours and we can jump on a call with you. Just remember that it's supposed to be a general guideline. And so if you get down the road and you're doing something totally different, that's okay. But in going through the planning process kind of helps you think through that point. So we wanted to keep the slide deck pretty short. That way people can ask questions and sort of talk about what their own experiences are. So with that, we'll open it up for questions.